Today on the Morning Edition, a second officer-involved shooting in as many weeks leaves another man dead in Fairbanks. Questions are rising. We'll bring you what we know. Plus, Miss Alaska has been crowned, but isn't chasing just pageant glory. We'll share her mission and her story as she represents Alaska on the national stage next. And later, I don't think it's a very unreasonable request. Head to the barbershop, have a shave and a cut without a bear wandering inside and, trying to give you a handshake. But maybe that's just me. We'll take a look at this bear on Jade Bear as the Morning Edition starts now. Good Wednesday morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up with us today. What would you do if a bear walked in on your haircut?
I'm honestly not sure. I'd probably honestly just kind of freeze because I'm a person, the freeze, flight, or fight. I'm a freeze person.
Yeah. No, and I'm not surprised. I mean, bears are always on Jade Bear, it seems.
If you haven't seen that video, the bear also left a surprise as well.
I did see that. Oh, man.
Well, we are waking up this morning. Those clouds have returned to South Central. We've got those overcast conditions, and we've got some rain showers in the forecast as we head throughout the day. Now, nothing widespread is to be expected. Some areas will favor some dry time today, but we are going to see that rain steadily building in. Just here within the last hour, we've actually seen a sleeping lady being obscured by that cloud coverage as it continues to lower. 57 degrees is where we're currently sitting at. It's going to be a breezy day across South Central. We'll favor those winds of about 15 to 30 miles per hour, with the vast majority of the region seeing those winds coming in out of the southeast. Now, notice the rain this morning, largely gripping areas of the south as you head out towards southern parts of South Central. And then you can see the vast majority of that rain is currently falling through the Mat-Su Valley. And that's going to continue to kind of slowly drift off towards the southwest. That's also going to build into, as it continues to head throughout the remainder of today, kind of combine with that next area of low pressure that's beginning to form out towards Kodiak. We're also seeing some thunderstorm activity as you head through parts of the Alaska range this morning. So rain showers are with us, and they are going to continue to stay with us as we head throughout the day. This is the band of rain that we're going to be watching that's going to build off towards the north. So both of these systems, or both of those rain bands, will keep that rain around South Central as we head throughout the day. Now, again, for Anchorage, we'll likely see that better chance for rain arriving by mid-morning. If you live across western parts of South Central, we are going to fare a lot drier compared to the rest of the region. Talkeetna, as well as Valdez, have already seen up to 1/4 inch of rainfall. We'll see those temperatures today on the cooler side. We topped out at 70 yesterday. You can see as we head throughout the day, those temperatures today will warm into the 60s. So cooler weather will stay with us through at least tomorrow before slowly warming. We're still holding on to that critical fire danger and rain still with southeast. I'll have more on that in that 7-day forecast coming up.
A deadly trooper shooting in Fairbanks is now raising questions, coming just days after a deadly officer-involved shooting in the same city. Troopers say this incident began with a failed traffic stop, ended on a dead-end road, and included a handgun found at the scene. Adrian Peterson has today's top story.
Here at Airport Way and Noble Street in Fairbanks is where troopers say a traffic stop turned into a deadly shooting just before 3 a.m. Tuesday. According to troopers, they attempted to stop a Ford sedan near the intersection, but the driver allegedly refused to stop and a brief pursuit through downtown followed. The chase ended on a dead-end part of 5th Avenue. Investigators say a trooper's vehicle partially blocked the car, and as a trooper stood outside giving commands to stop, the driver moved the car toward him. That's when the trooper fired, hitting the driver. The man was taken to the hospital where he later died. Troopers say a handgun was also found at the scene during their investigation. The trooper involved is being placed on 7 days of administrative leave, and their name will be released in 72 hours. This is the second fatal officer-involved shooting involving troopers in Fairbanks in a little more than a week after a 31-year-old man was shot and killed in the parking lot of the Bentley Mall on June 28th. Adrian Peterson, Alaska's news source.
It's an unprecedented discussion whether or not to censure East Anchorage member George Martinez or even begin removal proceedings for him from the assembly. But for now, the question is postponed. The question arose after Martinez was fined for campaign finance violations by the Alaska Public Offices Commission. Martinez said that matter has been resolved and he complied with APOC's orders, but some of his fellow assembly members feel the need to address the issue. There's a resolution to censure Martinez, essentially officially a formal record of disapproval. There's also a resolution to begin removal proceedings and an investigation into Martinez. Alaska's news source spoke to some of the lawmakers sponsoring those resolutions at Tuesday's meeting.
We felt that based on, the APOC testimony alone, that Mr. Martinez had lost the public trust. We got a lot of emails about it, and so that's why we called for his resignation. But really, this is about now just an investigative things.
We wanted to ensure that the public got an answer, that we weren't taking this lightly. We wanted to give a response, and now we've seen other documentation coming out and the removal process from other members.
Again, feels important for everyone to get a chance to have their questions answered by attorneys and understand what the legal ramifications may or may not be of both processes, because they're new. They're new to us.
Any further action on this matter was postponed until July 21st, and we reached out to Martinez, who said he would be happy to talk once the matter is concluded. Also at Tuesday's meeting, Anchorage Mayor Suzanne LaFrance says a historic part of Alaska's settlement will help lower future costs tied to food, goods, and everyday supplies. The municipality is set to recover $191.3 million from a legal fight over faulty federal design and construction work at the port. LaFrance told the Assembly the money will go directly toward construction costs for port modernization program, adding that the money combined with state and federal funding could protect Alaskans from hundreds of millions of dollars in future shipping surcharges.
When you add this settlement to the $25 million from the state and the $61.5 million in federal grants secured under my administration, the impact is massive. We are effectively protecting Alaskans from as much as $694 million in future surcharges on food, goods, and everyday supplies.
U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche was in Anchorage Tuesday for the announcement, as was Governor Mike Dunleavy. The port is a critical entry point for goods coming into Alaska, and Terminal 1 modernization work is already underway. For more details on how the settlement happened and when the money could arrive, read Will Courtney's full report on our website and mobile app. The newest Miss Alaska USA was recently crowned, and her journey is much more than a chase for pageant glory. Charlie Fellows has her story, and just as a warning, this story does have mentions of suicide that some of our viewers may find unsettling.
When Holly Huber was 14 years old, she
cool
came
shot,
home
though.
from
I
work
liked it.
to find that her mother had attempted to take her own life.
It really instilled this deep sense that I needed to help, that I knew there was something that needed to change, and it was right in front of my eyes.
6 years later, Huber lost her brother to that same invisible force that nearly claimed her mom. From then on, she committed herself to making a change.
I know it's a very taboo and uncomfortable thing to talk about, which is why it is my platform. I really believe that the only way to abolish the stigma around these conversations is by to lead by example and talk about it.
Now, thanks at least in part to having those conversations, Holly Huber is Miss Alaska USA. Her win at last Sunday's pageant makes her the first woman from Juneau to hold that title and books her a trip to represent the state at nationals in August.
Winning now just feels so surreal. It feels like all of my hard work is finally coming to fruition.
Representing Alaska is an honor for Huber, especially as she continues to spread awareness for suicide prevention.
Unfortunately, Alaska does have the highest rate of suicide in the entire country, which is a big reason that I've put a lot of my focus here in Alaska, because we have to invest in ourselves.
Something Huber hopes to help with as she remains focused on giving back.
This is my home, and these people have poured into me for as long as I can remember. So for the opportunity to not just represent my state, but the incredible individuals who live here makes me feel so full inside.
Charlie Fellows, Alaska's news source.
The 75th annual Miss USA pageant is August 17th in Miami. If you or someone you know needs help, call or text 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. And remember, you are not alone. Still ahead today on the Morning Edition, a pop-up bake stand in Eagle River has drawn some attention with a wide variety of freshly baked goods. It's been a local hit, and now I want a cinnamon roll.
And rain is returning back to South Central. We've also got some cooler conditions the next couple of days. But as far as what we are going to see when it comes to that sunrise, 438 here in Anchorage, 405 in Juneau. I'll have a full look at that forecast for you coming up next.
Welcome back in on this Wednesday with a shot of another bear this morning at Brooks Falls at Katmai National Park. Aaron, he looks so intent on the water looking for that salmon.
You know what they say, the early bird catches the worm. So hopefully he or she is going to be the one that gets most of the salmon today. We are waking up. Rain is moving back in across southern parts of the state. You can see those cloudier skies built in through the overnight hours. Now, following July 4th, the darkest we get now in South Central is nautical twilight. Prior to July 4th, the darkest we got was civil twilight. So we are beginning to gradually see some of those darker skies. You can see this morning that out towards Sleeping Lady, it has been obscured as those cloud coverage continues to lower and thicken up across the region. We've got rain through the Matsu Valley, and then as you head out towards Kodiak, through parts of the Alaska Peninsula and into southwest Alaska. And this will keep some rain around as we head through a good portion of the day. Now, when it comes to the rainfall across South Central, if you live across western parts of the region from Katchaback Bay north towards Anchorage, we're going to fare a lot drier compared to the rest of South Central, but we'll still see some shower potential. And of course, we've been holding on to this ongoing rain for the past few days out towards southwest Alaska. But notice here over the next couple of days where we are going to continue, let's put some pause points on that. Looks like we've got to put some of that on there. But here over the next couple of days, we are going to begin to dry out across South Central, but as far as what we're going to deal with as we head through the rest of our Wednesday, you can see as we head throughout the day, that rain largely building into the Matsu Valley and then coastal areas from Kodiak out towards Prince William Sound. But notice as you head through western parts of the region, we do largely stay on the dry side, but we can't rule out some shower potential. This will carry us into our Thursday as well with some lingering activity, and then we kind of dry out as we head into our Friday and the first part of the weekend. But more rain is set to make a return as we head from the weekend on into early next week. So key takeaway for today is not widespread rain by any means, but if you live in the valley out towards coastal areas, this is where we're going to favor most of that rainfall that's going to stick around as we head through the rest of your Wednesday. Now, when it comes to the rain accumulation, if you live out towards Talkeetna, this is largely where we're going to see some of that higher rainfall totals. You can see upwards of about ½ an inch of rain to be expected additional on top of what has already fallen. So Talkeetna could see up to ¾ of an inch of rain by this time tomorrow morning. Notice from Anchorage down through western parts of the Kenai, we fare a lot drier. We'll possibly pick up anywhere from a few hundredths of an inch to just less than 1/10 of an inch of rainfall. And you can see from Seward through Prince William Sound, we're also going to see that potential for anywhere from 1/10 to about ½ an inch of rainfall. So again, the Matsu Valley and coastal areas will pick up most of that rainfall as well as parts of the Copper River Basin. There it is. We dry out the next few days, and then that rain builds right back in as we head into the weekend, really looking more so towards Sunday on into Monday and Tuesday, where we're going to see that better shot for some rainfall. So with cloudier skies and some rain with us today, we are going to hold on to some of those cooler conditions as we only expect highs today to top out in the low to mid 60s across South Central. We will slowly warm, though, as we head into our Thursday. We're back in the mid 60s. Friday will likely touch the lower 70s. And then you can see that cloud coverage returning into the weekend and next week, Kristen, with rain to be expected.
All right, thanks, Aaron. The Fairbanks Summer Arts Festival is preparing to return later this month. The festival began in 1980 and offers workshops led by artists from across the country. This year's program includes music, dance, theater, visual arts, and more, with events at locations around Fairbanks, including at UAF and Golden Heart Plaza. Organizers say the festival gives people a chance to learn, perform, and keep their creative skills alive.
Our mission is to awaken your inner artist. And so whether you're 12 or, 102 and you want to find something new to do, or you want to awaken that love of some art form, the festival is there, I think, for that.
And it's not too late to sign up. Organizers say most registration happens in the first 2 weeks of July before classes begin. The festival runs July 19th through August 2nd. It's a widely supported theory. There's nothing quite like a freshly baked cinnamon roll, and there were plenty of those at a new stand in Eagle River. Danny Tompkins stopped by this week, and Danny, looks like you've got a good variety there.
Kristen, I don't know about you, but looking at all of this is making me a little hungry. Here's just a few things found at a newly set up farm stand. You can see cinnamon rolls, muffins, some beautiful cookies. Let's take a closer look at these appetizing creations.
Cinnamon rolls! Oh my gosh, there's bagels!
On Whirlaway Road in Eagle River
Chocolate chip, my favorite.
sits Fulmer's Farm Stand, the perfect place customer Roblin says if you're looking for something comforting.
It's definitely very authentically like homemade. It's very homemade feeling. Like if you get here early enough, sometimes they're so warm.
Owner Kaylee Fulmer has seen stands like hers in the South.
I've been baking just as a hobby for years, so I was like, maybe I'll start one.
She set hers up 3 weeks ago. And business has been booming.
I've sold out pretty much every time, so it's been insane. The support has been phenomenal.
I think it's so fun for the community to have just like a little thing to come grab and everyone can like talk about it.
Sophia Locklear says Eagle River needs people like Kaylee.
It's inspiring because, a lot of small business owners are in Eagle River and they're all growing. And, as a small business owner myself, I think that when you get to cheer on a friend who's also starting and growing and learning the ins and outs of business and, trial and error, to have her succeed the first time is really, it's inspiring.
Kaylee plans to set up shop all summer.
I post on social media usually what day it's going to be open and then the week's menu. So the menu changes each week as well.
And I think it's safe to say these little ones approved this week's menu.
It tastes good. It does.
It tastes good?
Yeah.
Oh, that looks so delicious. I wish I was eating a cookie right now. Kaylee said she has more fun recipes on the horizon, and her information can be found on our website. And I have to know, Kristen, anything catch your eye in there?
Oh, those cinnamon rolls look amazing. But everything looks good. I'm sure I'd be happy with any of that. Looks delicious. Thanks, Danny.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcasts from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting. Available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.